Another mic.
Thank you very much, Moderator. On behalf of counties, I think I will just highlight in terms of this agenda. For us, we are looking at it as a model of benchmarking for the counties to be able to understand how they can also be able to contribute to the manufacturing component and platforms that are there. And the strategies that you have been able to put in place is one, all counties have been able to really commit for the first in terms of infrastructure development. So most of our counties have been able to do that. Secondly, we are in the space of developing investment strategies for the counties. So we have that discussion, and also establishment of investment corporations that will be the special vehicle for us to be able to implement the manufacturing component. But more to that is that we have been able to identify the key priority value chains that will be able to at least be in the space of manufacturing. But more importantly to that is that we started with what we thought would be for the counties in terms of the strength, but what we have been able to now decide is that we want to go on one value chain based on the strength for the counties, and that has been informed by us ensuring that we leverage on the economic blocks that we have. So for us, and more specifically like in Embu County, we are working within the central economic block to be able to see to analyze our strength. But beside that, the other area in terms of what we are looking at is to really support our counties to be able to ensure that they actually do what we call visibility standing. Counties, this is the first time to be engaged in the industrialization component and manufacturing. So we are trying to really ensure that counties really understand what it means for the investor to be able. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Ndwiga, for that clarification. And of course, Ms. Lucy, may we also understand the grain market in Kenya continue to experience a little bit of what key reforms or investments are needed to create a more responsive and structured grain trading ecosystems?
Thank you. Thank you for that question. I think as a regulator that ensures that developed warehouses are certified, and so in short, it is the bank for commodities. So we certify the banks for commodities within the counties, and I'm very happy that my panelist here has also said that county governments have already identified value chains. So once the value chains have been identified, and since we have small-scale farmers, we need to aggregate them and put them in certified warehouses. Once you have put them in a certified warehouses, then you get an instrument of title. And we are talking about youth, and we are talking about women. And other than this is an alternative instrument, route to market and trade that commodity, then we reduce the process of rechecking the quality and the quantity of the
to women in trade. So in line with the theme of this 2025 where devolution is a catalyst to equity, to inclusion, to better lives for people, that is the same way we align to the agenda, to the cross-border traders. First of all, they are our key partners, and one of the people that we are really looking at to come up with so that we can be able to serve them better. And as we encourage them, then we make it easier for them to be able to do certification.
Is the current infrastructure to support these mandates?
Thank you, Peter. Kenya National Trading Corporation, as the mandate states, we are there to stabilize market transport, and then for last mile, we are partnering with private transporters to ensure that there is efficiency in last mile delivery.
We're a financial state corporation under the State Department for Trade. We're fairly new at this game, but our role has been to support in terms of operationalization of the county aggregation and industrial parks. We've already visited 13 different counties where we've mapped the priority value chains that the counties are supporting in terms of production, with the intention of then enabling them to get access to developed. It's also linked to our payment settlement system. that would enable them to be able to get the dues whenever they do trading.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Fanuel, for that. Finally, the role has been in decline. You, on the other hand, seem to have embraced it wholeheartedly. In your experience, what opportunities lie for you to participate in this particular space of agricultural value chain?
Mr. Moderator, my name is Shelton Molo. I work for Elso Farms Limited. Elso Farms, we run 3 major value chains. That is, we're in the aquaculture value chain, agriculture value chain, and also in the horticulture value chain. And just like you have identified, there is serious inclination and generally lack of interest, especially in the youth area, in joining the agriculture sector. And this has been a result from one particular element to the other. And if I can be able to highlight some of these challenges and maybe reasons why there is serious low number of youth in the agriculture sector, some of them is maybe if I can be able to go straight to identifying some of the issues that you can tackle, is empowering youth digitally, so that we can be able to embrace digital systems. We can be able to highlight some of these opportunities that are there for the youth in the digital sector, so that youth can be able to do their businesses effectively. Because you can attest to this fact that today everything has been digitalized, and without going to that digital direction, maybe the youth will not be able to get enjoying that particular sector or area. So that these people are able to transact businesses even when they are away in the borders. You can imagine, or you can have their produce, the farm proceeds are there, but you realize that they cannot be able to get to the export market because of the regulations that are there at the borders. So maybe we can make those export markets and get their produce or the proceeds, the farm proceeds, to other markets, so that they can attract higher income. We have not done well in terms of dissemination of information, especially on the financial element. You realize that sometimes there are a lot of information that
Think that you want clarity to be shared. Just can direct the question to any of our panelists. The mic will be going around.
I want to take over moderation. I would wish, if you have questions, just stand along the line. Moderator, I think my quick question is to Omolo, the youth, who said youth are not keen in agriculture opportunity. Can you just expand on that? Because I'm confused.
Thank you so much, Madam PS. That went direct to Ms. Lomolo. The second question, the one was behind the PS. He did.
Cool. One of my professors taught us that if you torture data, nature will confess in statistics. And John, thank you very much for what you've just done, because you've brought to the fore very interesting conversation. Huge SQ. There's a problem somewhere. So, Madam PS, I think we need to draw a roadmap to really address some real issues. Bring to the conversation today. Number one, issues around infrastructure. This, I'm talking about number one, power. The cost of power is real. We need to have a serious sit down with the national government and find out how do we then provide adequate water to all the factories and industries who are setting up that metropolitan region, like we would as affected our waters, especially those who are doing fresh produce. So we need to understand what is our strategy to make sure we are competitive. And remember, a lot of the investors who are coming after Machakos for the best environment to invest, we must be competitive. So let's begin that conversation, all of us. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. May you kindly introduce yourself? We didn't get your name.
My name is Tourism, Machakos County.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, let's clap for him. We have one last question, the other side, because of gender. Madam, please, will you kindly come?
My name is Teddy Warrior. I'm the director of a company called Kavu, and also we empower.
Shelton, I'm directing this studio, the only Gen Z out there. Congratulations. You've been so passionate about agriculture, and I join in that. And Madam P has talked about digitization of the during the COVID period. Most people realize there is livelihood in the land, livelihood in the soil. Realize there is livelihood in the land, livelihood in the soil, and we are trying to use as to this less travel space. So you'll address that. Are you this less travel space? So you'll address that. Are you championing this sector? How intensive or how on the available opportunities, the value addition across the borders? I'm Pamela Nyago from the State Department for Trade, and I must commend ourselves on the work we are doing. So what we are saying, we are very, very passionate about be part of it. The last one is innovation. Do we have incubation? Ideas to grow their thoughts so that by the time they are going to the field or they are taking up a warehouse, they already know how it can be done, what it can be done. So I think we need to go beyond just being, producing documents to be followed. How about innovation? How about incubation centers for this trade?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I think Secretary of Trade. But let's allow the chair to just make a comment, then we go back to the panelists. And of course, I will request Mr. Michael. Some of those questions were directed to Trade.
Yeah, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I have listened, I listened to the conversations. My name is James Murray, and I'm the chairman of the Micro and Small Enterprises. I can tell the last speaker that we do have incubation centers that are available in Karibangi South and other centers across the entire country. We are present in about 190 constituencies. My issue about trade, Madam PS, is to do with the counties. I've walked around this morning and I've seen every county is producing something. Kidogo here, team Murang'a, you have team Kiambu, you have team. Can we look at the one county, one product, scaling, so that if we have milk in Kiambu, has more milk, let's take all the milk there, let's take a value addition center there and we scale. And the same thing with other products. Every county can get a product that they can scale. And the reason that I'm saying this is for growth to happen. But if you look at the entire country and you're producing milk for the entire country, the milk value chain, then you're likely to make growth. And the last one is about all this production in the counties. Can they then be commercialized so that we stop now trading within and look at the markets outside there, take advantage of the agreements that we have across the globe and make sure.
So much. And those of us who have other questions, please, there is a barcode that you can actually, will be displayed on our screens, and you can actually send your question direct to the State Department for Trade.
Thank you very much. I think these were more discussion issues and really opening our scope to think around historically when we got into devolution. Were we thinking economics or were we thinking politics? And if we were thinking economics, then we would be talking about this model of economy as the constituency of trade to now sit with counties and start thinking economics and think about the economies of scale and the model around commercial. To redefine it in that manner, then we will be able to push the agenda that
with it.
Thank you so much from trade and from our peers of clarifying that. So I want, because of time, I would like closing remarks and something you forgot, then we wind up this panel. Shelton, 1 minute.
Thank you. Maybe if I want to respond to youth entrepreneurship, or rather, creating room for youth to join the entrepreneurship. Maybe if I want to respond to my good friend. She is asking if we have been able to create a platform. You see, sometimes it becomes very difficult to...
Shelton, 30 seconds.
Oh, sorry. Sometimes it becomes very difficult to tell than practical.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
One is
the scrupulous businessmen. That's all from my
Thank you so
groups. We will work with registered groups, registered entities, and cooperatives, those groups. And that is why we are encouraging women to join associations that are relevant towards the trading. You know the saying that you can run very fast if you go alone, but you can go very far if you are a team. So together we can go very far, and that is what One Voice is all about. And for the women at the cross-border cross-border traders who are not able to form these associations or legit groups, then we help them go through the process. We train them on standards with digital marketing and how they can be able to market their products and all these forms and all the portals and everything. So we just try to encourage them and simplify it for them, break it down, work with very encouraging them to join associations.
Thank you so much. Yes, sir, finally.
Mine is just fast moving. The second is basically just to appreciate that we have 47 counties. Without any of those counties, we don't have a country. And so it's important that we work together. Where we can support under the State Department for Trade is to help you do that. And then for the youth, we're digitizing trade. And because the youth like digital things, to engage in trade. Thank you.
Thank you so much. May the panelists kindly have a group photo with Madam Pierce. May we request Madam Pierce to join us? And to prepare for the second. Thank you.
We have something for the panelists.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And it's less than 20,000, so they don't have to declare.
Yeah.
20,000, so they don't have to declare.
Yeah. Is there? May I take this opportunity? May I take this opportunity to invite the next team, to invite the next panel. Empowerment program. Karibu sana bwana Heu empowerment program. Karibu sana bwana Heu. Our second panel is
capacity building on export readiness, financial literacy, and digitalization of businesses. Fourthly, we support access to trade finance. Structuring is key, whereby we realize that most SMEs do not have access to structured financing, not because that the financing is not there, but because they're not structured enough to be able to access financing. And finally, we are heavily We support digitization. We're currently piloting a digital platform whereby we want to be able to receive inquiries on real time from our missions, straight to your SMEs or through your mobile phones to be able to respond back to inquiries that are coming through our diplomatic missions.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And of course, Mr. David, given the devolved system of government, will you elaborate on the relevance of county governments to your institution's mandate? And in what ways they can effectively contribute to the growth and diversification of national export basket?
Thank you so much. First and foremost, let me appreciate this opportunity to actually engage with the participants present on this session. Indeed, we do appreciate and recognize the important role counties play in as far as helping and enabling Kenya Export Promotion and Branding Agency to enhance Kenya's contribution in as far as growing the export markets are concerned. In so doing, we have deliberately created opportunities where we engage with different counties directly through either memorandums of understanding or collaboration agreements, aimed at identifying the existing capacities in the counties so that we can build on these capacities in order to grow the contribution of each and every country towards the export basket. But most specifically, when it comes to what we do to help counties to increase their contribution, we have almost about 4 areas of engagements that we have prioritized. First, it is the element of value addition. For your products to access your product has to meet the set standards for entry into those markets. So market adaptation activities are very critical, and for us to do this, we assist enterprises that have shown potential in terms of accessing export markets to develop their products to the extent that they are able to meet the market standards, through which now we take it up and see how we can direct these products to the identified markets. The second component of our intervention is normally on the area of capacity building. Skills development is very critical. Most of the enterprises have different levels of skills and manpower, and for them to aggressively compete in the international or even regional market, they need to have at least some minimum level of skills that will enable them to make effective and strong decisions that will help their enterprises grow. So we do provide capacity building programs where we train them on different areas relating to products, relating to market identification, relating to product pricing, and also engagement with the buyers for effective negotiations and agreement on how they can negotiate an export order. The third aspect, it is about market access, which is very critical. We have the regional market, which is our ASC market. We now have the African market under the CFTA, and then we have the international market, which is very broad. As a country, sadly, at the moment, the amount of products that we are getting into the country as compared to what we are taking out there outweighs our exports very much. But for us to effectively catalyze this, we are looking at how best we can actually identify markets and segment them on the basis of our capabilities, so that these enterprises in the counties can be able to sustain exports to these markets without compromising on the qualities and the quantities that they are taking to this market.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. And of course, when I'm done, in your expert view, what policy and administrative shortcoming within Kenya's national, regional, and global trade framework continue to hinder the country's economic growth, and how these gaps can be addressed?
Well, thank you, Peter, and let me start by making one confession. I have been in the trade sphere for the last 30 years, but not one day did I imagine that I would be having this kind of a high-level discussion on trade in a county like Homabay. So thank you very much, State Department of Trade, for making this possible and for inviting me. To your question, Peter, well, true, yes, Kenya as a country is involved in a lot of trade frameworks, and I'm sure in this crowd you probably know a number of them. One of the most obvious one that we all know is the East African Community. We know you're part of COMESA, we know you're part of Tripartite, we know you. Now we are pursuing the African Continental Free Trade Area. We know that we have a...
The way it works is that you find if you're exporting, for example, from Hawaii, you're exporting fish to export. You have to move to Nairobi to get those permits. And essentially why the single window was brought on board is to make it easier. So at the comfort to get those approvals and also make the payments online. And in addition to that, we undertake fully the trade facilitation mandate, which is simplification and harmonization of business procedures. As we onboard the various government agencies, we have already onboarded 40 government agencies, and most of the traders ask, why 40? We have so many. And I know the participant here will question about the number of regulatory agencies that we have. What we are doing as an agency is that we are looking at those business processes and harmonizing. And so those are the key aspects that we are undertaking. We look at the business processes, we harmonize them. What we have automated, we try and eliminate those bureaucratic procedures. That should make sure that the procedures are very efficient, reducing time and cost that you get when you're trying to clear both import and exports. So as an agency, that is what you're doing. We also publish those information. When you go, we have a portal, Info Trade for Kenya portal, where we do publish for those who want to engage in business of import and export. We have documented all those procedures. So you don't have to go and start fishing for information from anyone. You can access that information real time, and it's free just to make sure that you're able to import and export. I just came from Maraba and Busia this week, and I was happy. I can mention a case, a success story. We had women at the border, especially Busia. They came last year to visit our agency just to find out how can they engage in international trade, and then we did some capacity building. And I was very happy yesterday to find validation, the exporting. We actually went to do the system, and we found that initially they were not there, and they are part of our system. And then with the data we have, they are really exporting fish, fra, and so on, and so many things. So that's the business that they're taking.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that innovation. Ms. Carol, how can the government effectively harness the digital capabilities of Gen Z, particularly?
There's ASEC and there's Association of Countywide Innovation Hubs that are based outside of Nairobi. Back to my question for the panel. In line with the lead driven, we are eager to solve real world challenges with whatever opportunities we have. So the question is, how do you structure this? Because most of the time I had the PSAs interdependently. So we have the Ministry of Education, right? And firstly is about investment. In education and coffee in some other areas.
They asked, and I've learned as the board chair to really take him on board. And sometimes against the whole board, he'll ask something that is so outrageous, like the hackathon that he has said, must be then put together positively, because we also saw what they can do when that energy is released negatively. So we want to use this energy. I'm also a member of KEPSA. I serve in the Economic Diplomacy Committee, and I'm happy to see our colleague there. Well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. The what? Oh, okay.
Thank you. Just to add on that, there's something we are doing on the portal I mentioned. So, and also we have a data warehouse. So the project we are undertaking this financial year is that we are publishing dashboards on exports through that portal.
Please do your also closing remark on the same.
Thank you. I think the key take from this conference is that we need to move away from the boardrooms. What I found out yesterday was very fulfilling, and we need to listen to those success stories. We have so many, to practicality. And that is very important. As a government, as a national government, together in conjunction with the county government, we need to move away, we need to be more practical.
Channel this energy, let's use this energy and maximize it and harness.
Thank you so much, Ms. Carol. Well done.
Thank you. Just to remind that when we are talking about trade, there's always a tendency in our minds to just think trade is about trade in goods.
Looking at here, is the fact that at the moment, under the ESC, we are servicing a market size of about 332.
Felix?
I was trying to hide along that line, but anyway, it's not working. So for me, I'd say everything starts from demand. We've always been used to produce and then we go to the market. What is in the market is not what is required. I'd urge my fellow SMEs, traders, let's go to the market, let's scope the market. Let's understand the chart from Africa, Kenyan SMEs in particular. We're going to have cultural days. You'll be able to have your Ramogi Fest inside the same place. And trying to create demand that is required.
A little bit to mention about what you do with the youth, just in a minute.
Create businesses and also get into employment through various programs. I think you can check out on our website so that you can get to know more what you're doing on the youth. But let me talk about one large program that we're talking about, that we're working on. And it means that Kenyan young people are already way ahead in terms of helping the global business community get aligned to the opportunity economy. Our challenge today is that let us also as a country, as counties, know that young people are partners in business. They are no longer to be seen as beneficiaries or people to be supported. They already know what they want and they have clear solutions to most of the challenges we'll be talking here today. The second point I'm saying is this, that trade is dead and the new currency in the new trade world order is trade. Because aid is dead and the new currency in the new world order is trade. We are talking about this like a natural, normal conversation. This is not a normal, natural conversation because we are not living in normal times. And therefore, my urge from today is the fact that, we talk a lot, action is little. I think we need to move from talking to action. Let us do the small things that we can do today, even if it's just based promotion and activities. But trackable metrics, even to see as these conversations is also contributing to the youth employment and entrepreneurship creation in the counties. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Alumni. All right, alumni Gen Z to follow. Felix. The hackathon. And you didn't manage to... The hackathon. And you didn't manage to explain to the PS what hackathons are. Madam Caro, please, you have a time to sit with... Madam Caro, please, you have a time to sit with... Are you clapping for as they receive their special gift and remember they are actually less than... As they receive their special gift and remember they are actually less than 20,000. Don't struggle to go to the finance office. All right, our senior alumni Gen Z, Dan Ogo. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. You guys clap for me? Yes, actually. I didn't see that part of the program. It was MC, not moderator. Thank you so much. What are you saying? All of you come with holding your gifts. All of you come back, please. Oh, okay. Not now. All right, I want to welcome Ms. Michael to give the PS the gift. Madam PS, please come back. There is one gift for you. Please come back, Madam PS. Secretary Trade. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this chance to appreciate the leadership of State Department for Trade. And of course, to make apologies for initial not starting with the national anthem. Thank you so much. May I take this opportunity to call my presence to order, to walk away and invite the owner of the function, Miss Elizabeth. Miss Elizabeth, for the first time when she gave me a call, I actually thought she's not a Kenyan. She has one of the most beautiful accent of English. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to all. Thank you to the moderator and to all the panelists for what has been, I believe, a very exciting, interesting, and insightful dialogue. And I just want us to take a minute to reflect on the theme of this year's Devolution Conference, which is for the people, for prosperity. And I think we'd heard yesterday that the transformational impact of devolution is undeniable, especially when it comes to health, when it comes to education, when it comes to infrastructure. But our conversation today was that we wanted to just have a dialogue to see how we can go further and bring tangible benefits of wealth and job creation using trade as a catalyst for inclusive growth. And number two, to see how counties can position themselves as hubs for business and investment, because each and every of the 47 counties really do have a potential that just needs to be unlocked. So I'll just give you a brief summary of the takeaways that I've gotten from this conference, from this side event. And number one is that in order to maximize on the objective of people-centered socioeconomic empowerment, there's need for a participatory approach. We've heard perspectives from the national and sub-national and the private sector, including the youth constituency, and all of them have a common vision of prosperity, but each of them have an individual approach according to their own understanding. And what we're saying today is that for better results, it's important for us to strengthen our engagement, so that we're able to have a better result and avoid silo mentality. Number two, related to that, is that counties are critical drivers for trade, development, and export, and we therefore need to ensure that we align our policies to the needs of the people. Number three is that there are various tools that are available that the average Kenyan can use to allow them to engage in business activities, both at local, domestic and international level, and these include market access opportunities that are provided by the State Department of Trade through the negotiation of agreements, and also opportunities that are available through the programs run by CAPROBA, WRSC, COMEX, KNTC, and even CanTrade, and even those by the private sector. We had Real Sources Africa. But what is needed is that we need to have awareness creation and information sharing and onboarding of SMEs onto these platforms so that they're able to use these tools. Number four, we heard that the world is fast changing, and we as business people or aspiring business people need to adopt to new technologies and innovations for a wider reach to the local and international markets, and also for better business practices. Number five is that KIPES is a key special vehicle for promoting manufacturing, agricultural transformation, value addition, and addressing competitiveness, and for better prospects for the people, and therefore we need to give some focus to that. Again, I think I need to request people to hold Can Invest to account for the commitment that they made to identify one value chain per county and work with them towards getting the requisite investment into the counties. Then again, we heard from the CS that there's need to have a deliberate and structured engagement for coordination between the two levels of governance and for continuous engagement for effective trade to take place. Again, we also need to identify and prioritize transformative value chains. Then we heard a very passionate plea from the youth, where they said they requested where they highlighted the need to empower them digitally to do business effectively. Secondly, they also said that there's a need to address the regulatory burdens at the borders to enable them to be able to conduct cross-border trade. And thirdly, they said they also need to have access to affordable finance, and they requested that consideration needs to be taken to enable them to prosper in trade. Then we also had the proposal for the government hackathon, which our PS has very has agreed to listen to and see how to move forward. Again, we also heard that there's a need for a roadmap to address key issues that so as to close the gap on investments into Kenya, because we heard that we're not doing too well. We only managed to secure about 1.5 billion out of 100 billion that has come into Africa, so we need to see how we can improve that. again, there was a call for farmers and other producers to form cooperative groups for structured engagements, especially women and youth, and the need for inter-county collaboration and trade. We heard, yes, we have had a lot of focus on trade in goods. We have been requested to give further focus on trade and services, possibly in the future. Maybe we can agree to have some focus in the next devolution conference. Then, there's the issue of the need to understand and scope the markets and produce accordingly, so that whatever you produce is demand-driven rather than supply-driven. Okay, so since the time is up, then I'll say then just lastly that we're all attending. Thank you.
All right, we will close with prayers, but before that, we want officially to invite our peers to close for us, and then we pray and then we leave. Oh, Secretary Trade. I'll remember that part.
Today I've with all kinds of people except myself, but ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of our Cabinet Secretary, on behalf of our Principal Secretary and the rest of the team from the State Department, for being part of this very big conversation. I think what is coming across is there's a lot of interest in this particular sector. Sometimes I go a little bit wild when I say that trade is the sexiest sector around. Very interesting, very engaging, and it also puts dollars in people's pockets. So what else do we require? So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, because our time is so much up, our peers has to leave, just saying thank you very much. We wish you the very best. But I'm told don't go yet because there's a networking over ice cream. Very interesting. So, ladies and gentlemen, this marks the end of our engagement today. We do hope that the report of this will be shared to the CCs for Trade. We appreciate being part of us. Ladies and gentlemen, the directors for trade, thank you very much for being part of us. We hope that from now onwards, we are going to have regular conversation, because you can see we are really like Siamese twins in this particular space. So we need to work together so that we bring more money in your people's pockets and things will be much better. So the prayer warrior, where is she? To come and close a word of prayer. Then from there we can say we meet next time at the next devolution conference. We'll be there big time. Thank you very much. And maybe a photo session with the PS and the, no, time is not. Pamela, between us and the home is you.
Yeah, between you and home, it's me. I now want to release you into the hands of our good God. We have an excellent spirit, better the end of the matter than the beginning. Let's just stand and share in the grace. May the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ and the love with us now, forevermore. Amen. Safe journey home. Be blessed.
Watafute dola.